What is something that you miss about going to work that surprised you?
Ah, that surprises me.
Yes.
I think I found this out pretty early on. Not that I would have been surprised if someone had pointed it out to me, but I think I was surprised figuring it on my own that I spend a lot of my time at work not working. And I think what I miss most is just seeing people. Um, and I think it surprised me because I feel like most Intel folks, identify as an introvert, and really, I am, but I'm not. I get energy from interacting socially with people. I thought, these Zoom meetings that we sit in for countless hours a day would make up for it. Like, I was like, oh, this is perfect. I can interact with people without leaving my house. I can hang out in my PJs. I can mute people. I can disappear when I want. But really, just spending time BSing with people that are outside of my family, although I love my family, they're probably sick of me. But I think talking about stuff that doesn't matter, just this kind of conversation, like weird conversation like this, or how was your day, or how was your weekend, or just spending time with the people. I really like my coworkers and all the ducks, so I just miss people way more than I probably thought that I would.
Yeah, I really feel the same way. I realize that, well, an introvert, I am a very social introvert. So
Yeah.
I get my energy by myself, but I get my fulfillment from other
Yep.
people.
Yeah, for sure.
If you could have a robot that could only do one task, what would that task be?
Folding laundry. Like, no hesitation. I need
Folding
a
laundry. Okay.
laundry folding robot.
Yeah.
Everything else I could suck it up and do it. Yeah, I need a laundry folding robot, and I think they have them. I just don't have the kind of money that it takes to get one.
What is your gun noise?
Pew pew. I'm
Okay.
so I'm not really into gender norms, or because I grew up a tomboy. I don't like pink. I had my fought wearing skirts and all that kind of stuff. So I'm all about, like, you know, boys and girls can do whatever. The exception to that is, I think that, and there are probably females out there that will disagree with me, and they need to stand out in public and let everybody know. I think we're genetically predisposition to not make good sound effects. Like, I was always jealous of my boy cousins growing up because they just had this, like, innate natural ability to make all the noises. Watching my son play when he was little, like, I don't know where it comes from. I can't even roll my R's. Like, so pew pew is all you get because I'm lame and can't I can't sound effect, which bums me out.
That took a turn from where I thought it was going, and I'm pleased that it did, because it could have been going down a weird path there for a minute.
Yeah, me going down a weird path, you don't say. You took this
Yeah,
risk by wanting to interview me.
it's my favorite.
What's your gun noise?
I pretty much stick to a pew pew. I was
Yeah.
more of a machine gun kid, but
So you can do the thing, like, you
back,
can make machine gun noises.
yeah, I make all kinds of noises. I don't think that this microphone would pick those up in a flattering way, so I
All
think this
right.
is more of
Yeah, that's fine. We'll talk
another
about it
time with a
offline.
beer
Yeah.
type of situation. Yeah.
Sounds good. Pew pew it is.
Is there a book that you wish was a movie?
That I wish was a movie. No, I don't read. This is getting real.
That wasn't even. I have funny questions and I have serious
Look, and
questions.
this is a
This was in
serious
the
question
funny.
that
This
went.
was in the funny one.
Um, uh, no, because I like the books that I'm thinking of in my head are all movies, and they're just or crappy
Hmm.
movies. So I don't read a whole lot. I'm an auditory person. And until audiobooks were a thing, I read when I was forced to by teachers. So the books that come to mind are like middle school required reading, like The Outsiders, Where the Red Fern Grows, Lord of the Flies, that kind of stuff. And I think they all have
Sure.
movies. Yeah, so I don't know. No,
Yeah, I think so. Probably. I
the
don't know. Where the Red
dictionary.
Fern Grows and Lord of the Flies would be horrifying movies, so I probably would
I
watch
started
those.
reading Where the Red Fern Grows to my son, a chapter a night, and like
Oh,
just 2 chapters into it, I'm already anxious because I know how it ends, and it's like I can remember
yeah.
between that and The Outsiders are 2 times that I can, like, vividly remember ugly crying. Uh, reading a book, like just so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't want to see it
Plus,
in
you
a
have the
movie.
benefit of now being able to count down chapters until you destroy your son emotionally. Have you ever felt like a hero?
Uh, yeah, I think so. Small doses. I
Okay.
think being a first sergeant gives me an opportunity to feel very hero-like. Um, because I don't think so. I think we use hero a lot uh, in modern society for, sometimes where it fits and sometimes where it doesn't fit. I think, you know, you being military, you probably know this, like getting thanked for my service, like in a grocery store seems weird to me, or seeing, on Facebook, any meme or like salute the services. We're all, all of our military are heroes. I think in a big, like a Superman kind of aspect, or, big life saving type situations, I don't think I've been a hero in those, but like little ones, uh, like I said, getting to be a first sergeant gives me an opportunity to feel very hero like, because we have direct impact on people's lives as well as their careers. So, yeah, I
I
felt
would
like a
agree.
hero.
I think that's great. I think it's something that people deserve to have in their life at some point or another, is to feel
Absolutely.
like a hero.
And I think it's not just because of the position that I'm in. I think being in the military and how we take care of people gives all of us at every level of leadership an opportunity to be hero like. First line supervisors are probably the greatest heroes, I think, in the Air Force when it comes to that, because yeah, absolutely, you've got direct influence on someone's life, good or bad, and making the choice to use your powers for good instead of evil, I think makes you a hero. So
I think, yeah, anytime you courageously step outside of your comfort zone to better somebody else's life
yeah,
is a
and
heroic act.
yeah, absolutely. And even tiny things. And I think those tiny things add up over time. And especially when it's something that to you seems very small. So there was a conversation on a Facebook group that I know you're a part of, where we talked about, senior NCOs. When you're an airman, it seems as though senior NCOs have the power to move mountains. And as a senior NCO, you realize you're not moving mountains. You're sometimes just like kicking a pebble, an inch. But to that person on the other side, it could seem huge. And I think that happens all the time with supervisors, and they don't realize it. So, hey, supervisors, if you're listening, you're all heroes, and you're moving mountains too.
If you could compete in any Olympic sport, summer or winter, what would it be? You can choose something that you feel like you'd be capable of, or just if you magically got that ability, what would be the most fun for you?
I would have said softball, but I'm not super up to speed. I think at some point they removed that from the Summer Olympics. But I'm going to pick it anyway. Softball, because I enjoy
Sure.
playing it. It's one of the few, if not only, athletic situations where I'm not completely uncoordinated. I don't know what it is. Like, I grew like 4 inches over the summer between my freshman and sophomore years of high school, and have never regained. I've got like ridiculously long legs and arms for my size, and I'm akin to a baby giraffe when it comes to most things. Like, I'm the worst looking runner ever and anything else. But for some reason, when I step foot on a softball field, all that goes away. And I don't want to toot my horn, because I'm old and I probably am not nearly as good as I used to be, but it's something I was pretty good at. And then if that's not a sport and I can't pick it, I would really like uh, to, in the Winter Olympics, do the thing with the skiing and the shooting, just because,
The the biathlon.
yeah, that one, it seems really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Just
I
because
agree.
I've cross country skied before. It's not easy at all, but it's fun. And then who wouldn't want to ski with like skiing and shooting? It seems practical. Like that would be a skill that would be useful outside of the
Yeah.
Olympics.
Especially being from Michigan, where that's
Where
a
yeah,
real risk, is having to trudge through snow and then shoot a
right?
bear.
Yeah, there's bears,
Not a
absolutely,
bear. They
and
hibernate.
we shoot
Other
them.
things.
You just shoot other things, and
All right. I think we just got a couple more, and
okay,
then we'll pass it over. Uh, What 1 in 4 alpha technical skills, if any, have you been able to use as a first sergeant?
Uh, spying on airmen by hacking into
Yeah.
their phones. No,
Oh God.
I'm kidding. Convincing people I can hack into their phone. In security forces, like one staff sergeant asked me what I did when I wasn't a first sergeant, and I explained it at like the 50,000 foot level. And actually, I think I just said I was a digital network exploitation analyst. Like that's all I said. And he's like, what does that mean? You can read my text messages, can't you? And I didn't deny it. So then he went around telling everybody their Facebook. I would say that I get asked lots of comm stuff. I've fixed lots of email and PDFs. I end up computering for people, which I don't even think is a 1 in 4 alpha skill. I think it's just something that I have. But I don't know. I've been asked for input on like ops stuff occasionally because I'm in intel units and have needed that expertise when it wasn't otherwise available. But I don't think I've actually used like any of my technical skills as a shirt. Mostly.
All right. So we'll kind of segue back into you being an interviewer for the next phases of this program.
Oh,
If you could interview anyone in history, who would it be and what would you ask them?
that's tough because I want to interview everybody. Um,
Let me give a top 10 list. I got time.
I would say Jim Morrison, number one. And mostly because I don't know why, but as my sister was reading his big biography, it's like this many pages, if you got that, this many. And I was really like weirdly into the Doors when I was a teenager because of reading through his biography. And I think it would have been interesting to have interviewed him. I would say when he was sober, but I don't know that there was a time. What would I ask him? Just like dumb questions like this. Like, I don't know that I would ask him anything serious. I would just probably ask him, like, what have you seen? What have you done?
You can give your parting thoughts, your words of wisdom. Take another 34 minutes for it if you will.
I won't take a whole 34 minutes. I will take probably more time than I should be allowed to have. But I was thinking about this prior. So this is the one part of the interview I did think about prior. And I wanted to stay away from COVID only because I think we've all kind of run the gamut of our thoughts on that, and they're all pretty much the same. So I am going to touch on something that me and Chief Pena talked about in our behind the scenes conversation that I didn't end up recording, which was a bummer. And that's measuring success. So I saw a really quick snippet, and this was after I had talked to Chief Pena, but it was like a meme or something on Facebook that said, don't measure your success with someone else's ruler. And that basically puts all of my thoughts into a very concise way to understand it. But I just want to share with folks that, you know, in the world that we live in the military, our success is worn on our sleeve or our chest generally, or our collar, right? Um, it's very easy to tangibly see what someone's achieved because we wear a rank. And for a long time, I think me and some other people that I know really well, and then I think just us in general, get super hyper focused on that being the definition of success for us in all aspects. And that, if I don't make master, if I don't make staff, if I don't make chief, if I don't make colonel, then I haven't been successful in my military career. And then you trickle that back to I'm not successful in life. And what I want to say is I've never been happier than when I shifted my thought process on what success meant. And a lot of that is because you can control what you can control, and you can do all the things right and still not make a promotion. That, and at the end of the day, whether it's 6, 4, 20, 30, your time in the military is finite, and not to downplay it is not important, because I think whatever you invest in the military, if you're doing a good job at it and you're happy, then it's worthwhile. But it's finite. It's not who we are. It's not everything forever. And someday, whatever day that is, all of us are going to have to take our uniforms off and hang them up. And there's not going to be a parking spot at Starbucks that says the chiefliest chief ever and only you can park here. So when you are measuring success in your own life, when you're self-reflecting to see whether or not that you've done what you want to do to make yourself happy or determine whether or not you're successful, ask yourself if that's what you're basing it on. And mostly because, you know, you can only achieve so much. And I've seen folks sacrifice the really important things in their life to strive for that success of rank or position, or the military, check the boxes. And at the end of the day, when they take that uniform off, there's no one in the front row at their retirement ceremony. And you don't want to make that mistake and find it out then. So for me, success is not defined by promotion, awards, or anything like that. For me, success is defined by, am I happy with my performance in all aspects of my life? Do I go to bed at night knowing that I did my best as a first sergeant, as a wife, as a mother, as a Emily? And I think that's really important, is, you know, like that very succinct meme said that I just dragged out into way too many minutes. Don't measure your success with someone else's ruler. And that's, I think, the key to being happy with what you've got is, are you proud of yourself? Do you think you're successful? And what does that mean to you? And I encourage everybody to do that. Figure out what your ruler says.
That's awesome. I have nothing else. Figure out what your ruler says is probably a better name for your book.
Yeah.
I like it.
No, keep your money. This is shit.
All right. Thank you so much for letting me do this. This was super
Absolutely.
fun. I'm sure it was more fun for us than it will be for anyone watching, but I'll take that.
That's how I feel after every interview, I swear. But yeah, no, I greatly enjoyed it. Thank you. Thanks for pushing me out of my comfort zone. Now I'm all stressed out and I'm going to need to take it.
Perfect. What a better time to do it.
All right, bye.
Bye.